How y'all doing tonight? You having fun? Yeah. I like how I answered that for you. I'm having fun, okay? Hopefully you guys are on that page. Give it up for Chris Brown one more time. Made it through that whole set without hitting anybody. I'm so impressed. I'm like, this dude's the most likable wife beater I've ever seen. He's amazing. I see why she stuck with him. Too soon? Okay. Where's everybody from here? Don't all shout at once. Bronx. Okay, Bronx. One person is from New York here? Is that what I'm led to believe? Upper West Side? Okay, Colorado. Wow. What borough is that in?
Queens.
I'm a comedian, not a fucking geographer, all right? Stop hitting me with these foreign countries. I'm not prepared for that. We got is Jersey in the house? They don't want to admit it. She's like, I mean, if I'm being honest, okay. Oh, you're from the Bronx, but you got out. You went from the frying pan to the fire. Oh yeah. Not too often. Yeah, Jersey, man. I feel bad for Jersey. I'm not going to pick on them too much, but I will talk slower. Most of these jokes will be about them. Buckle up. Yeah, what's everyone do for work here? A lot of like carpenters, crafts people. What was that? Finance, really? Okay. I couldn't tell by the suit. She looks so blue collar. We got some finance bros. Anybody else? Teacher, hey, give it up for the teacher. Doing the Lord's work. You too, buddy. I didn't mean to, but I was in finance myself. I know what you do. The charms are going to work on me, man. I've been there. I've seen the bodies. I know where they're buried. We got teachers. We got finance people. That's it? That's all we got? Tech. Oh, wow, okay. All right, you guys are all smarter than me. I'm going to try not to irritate you too much. I might need my hard drive fixed after this, so. I didn't know they did tech in New York. When did that happen? Was that a COVID thing? Everyone just started working from home, moved to like a completely different state? I thought that was a California thing, no? I'm just ignorant, that's what that means. All right, fine. Fine. You don't have to say it, all right? I'll pick you up on it. Cool. It's good to be here. It's good to be back in New York. I live in Florida now. Which is, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the only place hotter than Maui right now. It's tough. I know. That was a Florida joke. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough being in Florida. Florida is so hot that when I'm cooking, I just open my window and preheat my apartment to 350 degrees. That's what's going on down there, man. It's crazy. Florida has 2 seasons. Allergy and hurricane. That's it. That's all we got. As soon as you're done sneezing, your house blows over. That's how it works in Florida. Yeah, it's a wild place down there. Florida is the only place where when a natural disaster strikes, it's the only place where the whole country is rooting for the disaster. Like if this Maui shit was going on in Florida right now, people would be out in the streets being like, burn it down! Burn, baby, burn! We got an election year coming up. Exactly. Yeah, Florida's crazy, man. Moving to Florida was like moving to Grand Theft Auto. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. When I moved to Florida, it was the middle of COVID. It was like 2 years ago. Everything was locked down. And Florida was like a Wendy's at 4 a.m. It was the only place open, and they didn't ask a whole lot of questions. just America's drive-through. That's pretty much what Florida is. Love it down there. Love Florida. No one knows how to drive. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. Everyone speeds. It's just a way of life. It's amazing. People do 15 over in the shoulder. It's incredible. I see why NASCAR is such a big deal down there. Just the Daytona 500 every day. Just a bunch of Ricky Bobbies driving around. It's unbelievable. Everyone speeds there, but it's never the cars that you think that are going the fastest. The other day I saw a hearse doing 170 miles an hour. The crazy thing was it wasn't even on the highway. I was like, slow down, buddy. The guy's already dead. It's not like he's got somewhere to be. What do you think, they're going to start the funeral without him? I got cut off by a guy driving a house. Yeah. Not an RV. Someone's actual 4-bedroom home. Sign on the back said, family on board. I was like, not for long. Not the way you're driving, sir. Crazy, man. Florida's out of control. It's completely... Florida's basically like the failed state of America. It's a third world country down there. I actually moved to Florida for the sole purpose of finding a cougar. That was my game plan. I was going to find a nice cougar, settle down, and just ride her into the sunset. It's going to go straight from unemployment to retirement. Just a nice, easy transition. First thing I did when I got to Florida, I went to a 55-plus community. I put some touch of gray in my hair. I was wearing this shirt. Went up to the front desk. I asked the guy, I was like, are we cool here? He's like, sir, this is a 55-plus community. I'm going to need to see some ID. I was like, shit, I realized they had laws in Florida. Plan's backfiring. You know things are not going well for you when you're getting carted in the inside of a nursing home at 4 in the afternoon. That's not how mom and dad drew it up. No, that was not part of the plan. Yeah, do love Florida. Nobody knows how to drive there. People ask me all the time, they're like, who is the worst driver? New York or Florida? I'm like, that's easy. New Jersey. Unbelievable. You can't even make a left turn in New Jersey. Are you aware of this? What kind of atrocities were they perpetrating in the left turn lane for the authorities to say, you know what? This is too much for you guys. I'm sorry. We're going to revoke that privilege. Good Lord. Can't pump your own gas in New Jersey? She's proud of this. You're goddamn right. Seriously, what were people doing in the gas lane? Were people lighting the gas tanks on fire in the left turn lane? This is why we can't have nice things, New Jersey, okay? Because you guys are Tony Sopranoing the gas tanks. It's out of control. It's out of control. I lived in New York for a long time. 9 years. Served 9 years in New York. And, there's some things as a New Yorker that never leave you, no matter how long you moved away. Like when I'm walking down the street and I trip on something, I'm not looking back. I don't know if it's a dead guy, human feces, some kind of mutant pigeon. I can't be implicated in whatever crime scene is going on back here, okay? I have a street I need to cross illegally. We're going for it. I miss that. I miss all the luggage stores we have in New York. Shout out for that. I don't know who's buying this luggage. Right? I don't know about you guys, but when I'm traveling somewhere, I like to pack my bags before I get there. I don't know, I'm old school that way. You know, I don't know, do we have anybody visiting here? Anybody from out of town? Just Jersey? Yeah, I don't know who's buying the luggage. New York's apparently just the world's luggage Walmart. Like, I don't know, honey, shouldn't we pack before we go? No, we'll just get something on the way. It's fine, they got luggage there. It's incredible. I miss all the sirens we have in New York. Right? I lived in New York so long that when I go to a place that doesn't have enough sirens, I can't sleep at night. I find the lack of crime unsettling. This guy's with me. He's like, somebody needs to get murdered tonight or I'm not sleeping. True crime podcast? Nuh-uh. I want the real thing. My guy. Yeah, New York's a fun place. The crime in New York is getting a little out of hand, though, I think. Can we all agree? Yeah. Can we all agree? Okay. I used to work 4 blocks from here on 49th and 8th, and there was a Rite Aid across the street. And within 6 months of COVID, this Rite Aid had to close down because they stole $350,000 worth of merchandise. I was like, this is a pharmacy. What do they even have that's worth $350,000? Did they steal the building? What did you say, it's drugs? Did you rob it? It's an inside job. Watch out for this guy. Yeah, it's good though. They have a plan. They have a plan to deal with the crime, which I think is good. They're going to interview the shoplifters on the way. They're going to do an exit interview basically with shoplifters. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, how was your shoplifting experience today? Was there any particular associate who made your shoplifting easier? Is there anything we can do to help you with your next shoplifting experience? It's foolproof. Yeah, COVID's done, I think. I don't know. Every time I say it, they come out with a new variant, so I don't want to jinx it. Yeah, I don't know. I was a germaphobe before COVID. Now I'm a germ conspiracy theorist. I'm sanitizing things I haven't even touched. Like somebody probably breathed on this. I look back on my life before COVID. It was just pure savagery. Shaking hands with people, talking face to face. I used to go into a bar with my drink. I'd go into the bathroom. I'd be drinking my drink while taking a piss. Now I have to sanitize my hands every time I even look at a public restroom. It's bad, man. I've gone soft. It was like the Middle Ages back in those days, right? Craziness. Like Kevin mentioned, I actually had to go to the hospital during COVID. That was exciting. Anyone else do this? Just me, okay. Everyone else is like, I'm just gonna die. This is fine. This is where it ends. It's cool. I'd rather have a heart attack than go and get COVID. Yeah, it was an interesting time. It was actually at Mount Sinai right on 59th and 10th, just up the street. I know this because I still owe them money. Get letters every month. Yeah, the crazy thing about the hospital during COVID was there was absolutely zero sanitation going on at the hospital. Right, during COVID, you had to scrub in to go to an Arby's. But to go to a place where actual sick people were hanging out all day long, not even a hand wipe. I was like, they should just do the surgery at Arby's. It's cleaner. Plus, they obviously know how to cut meat. I'm sorry. It's more of a Wendy's crowd. Yeah, the hospital was crazy during COVID, man. Still don't know how I survived. I worked on Wall Street for 9 years. I was an investment banker. I still don't know what that means. I think it has something to do with money. That's what I've narrowed it down to. And when I was working on Wall Street, I thought being poor meant you made like $100,000 a year. I didn't even realize you could make $0 a year. Did you know this? Did you know you could make $0 a year and still pay taxes? Ask me about a career in comedy. It's ugly, man. It's ugly. When I quit my job, they said I could keep my health insurance for $900 a month. I was like, I think you forgot about the part where I just quit my job. I'm going to need you to rehire me just so I can pay for this insurance. $900 a month. That's how much I pay in rent now. Am I living at the insurance company? If I get sick, do they check me into the Ritz-Carlton? What? Does Aetna B&B? Crazy, man. Crazy, these insurance people. Anyone here sell insurance? Nobody wants to admit it? Whoever's selling insurance is rich as fuck, because that is expensive. Good Lord.
Are you glad you got out?
Am I glad I got out? Absolutely. Do I look glad? Don't answer that. Yeah, it's funny. So since I've been unemployed, I'm getting a lot of weird financial advice from people. They're like, traveling is the only thing you can spend money on that also makes you richer. I was like, where do you go on vacation? Bank robberies? Last time I traveled, the only thing I got was jet lag and chlamydia. My insurance didn't even cover it. Obviously, I'm going to the wrong places. Then they're like, well, time is really your most valuable asset. Anyone who says this, by the way, has never been poor. Right, it's always like some hedge fund guy who makes $900 an hour. He's probably in this room. I'm like, that's easy for you to say. I make $0 an hour. A sandwich is more valuable than my time. Someone breaks into my apartment, the first thing I'm going to tell them is, take your time. Take all the time you need. Then they're like, well, money can't buy happiness. And that actually might be true. But it can buy women. Let's be honest, right? You ever go to the strip club and try to pay with time? Shove a clock down someone's G-string? Doesn't work. That's how I got banned from flash dancers. It's bad, man. I started getting texts from my bank since I've been unemployed. You guys ever get these? It's never a good sign when you get a text from your bank. Because the text is never like, hey, FYI, you have too much money. That's not what the text says. I got this text from a number I didn't recognize. It said, what's up, you broke-ass motherfucker? I was like, Grandma? They're like, nah, bitch, it's Capital One. What's in your wallet? Think I'm getting cyberbullied by my bank? Then I started getting texts from other banks. That's even worse. They're like, pay off your high credit card debt with us. I'm like, first of all, how'd you know about that? You guys in like a group chat? There's some kind of bank fantasy league I don't know about? Did you see Colligan's credit score this week? Whew. I'm glad we didn't start him. No, it's bad, man. It's bad. It's been rough with this inflation, man. Been unemployed with the inflation going on. I don't know if you guys saw this. With inflation, the number 2 pencils are actually number 10 now. So make those POTS donations, man. Get those. Is that good? Yeah, there we go. Little product placement for you. Making sure they bring me back next year. Yeah, the inflation's been rough, man. It's been rough. You guys ever go thrift shopping?
All the time.
All the time? For groceries?
Love it.
I'm out here buying used croutons, y'all. That's what it's come to. Nah, man, I was at the grocery store the other day, the real one. They told me some guy had a heart attack when he saw the prices. I was like, shit, man. Clean up in aisle 4. They also didn't think that was funny. They're like, you can keep shopping here. We just want to make sure you're comfortable being in that kind of environment. I was like, well, that depends. Was he in the produce section? Because we all know one rotten body can spoil the whole bunch. I'm sorry, that joke went bad. I'm sorry. I'm taking it back. Now, it turns out he was in the cereal aisle, and he made it. So give it up for that. Wow, tough crowd. Guy beats death. That's not good enough for some of you, huh? Yeah, it's a good thing he made it, though, because if he died, then they'd be looking for a serial killer. Yeah. And that guy probably would have gotten life. You guys are tough, man. That joke kills at Whole Foods. Shit. I'm Irish and Italian, so I'm good at drinking, eating, and that's it. That's my entire resume. I quit drinking 3 years ago, though. Thank you. There goes half my skill set. Actually, quitting is the wrong word. I really got fired from drinking. Just wasn't good at it. Kept showing up to the bar late, hungover. And when you're Irish and you quit drinking, it's a big deal. Nancy knows what I'm talking about. It's like quitting the mafia. Your family doesn't know what to do with you anymore. You got to go into witness protection. My dad's Irish, and he says he doesn't recognize me since I quit drinking. I was like, that's because you're blacked out. That's how that works, sir. Also, you're cut off. Why don't you hand me that whiskey and maybe try focusing on the road for a little while. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, I'm also Italian. I'm half Italian. My mother's Italian. You got some other Italians here? Okay. The rest of them are still at dinner. Yeah, I'm Italian. So the number one concern growing up in our household was being late for dinner. Italian people, am I right? You guys are more of an Olive Garden crowd? Okay. That was issue number one. I could have been outside joining ISIS, and it would have been fine as long as I was home in time for dinner. Because once 6:30 rolls around in my neighborhood, all you hear is my mother screaming at the top of her lungs, "The food is getting cold!" My mom was like the original Amber Alert. Still can't figure out how to shut her off. I had to go to the principal's office when I was a kid. They called my mom in, they sat her down, they're like, "Mrs. Colligan, we're very concerned about your son." She's like, "What happened? Did he let the food get cold?" They're like, "What? No, he's failing 8th grade." She's like, "Thank God. For a second I thought it was serious." My mom's from Brooklyn on that joke for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, I'm Italian, but I can't date Italian women. Because dating an Italian girl is like running for mayor. Right? Every family event you go to, there's like 250 people there. Everyone's in some kind of union. Right? You gotta make all these promises you know you can't keep. Like, I'm gonna take great care of her. I'll have her home by 10. I'm never late for dinner. Now, I can't date Italian women also because I would never survive an Italian wedding. We got one person. Anyone here been to an Italian wedding? No? See, that's my point. No survivors. It's like a whack job. One and done. They don't want any witnesses. Now, every Italian wedding is like 16 hours long. You're dehydrated. People are asking you to commit murder. Okay, that might have been from The Godfather, but still, it looks very stressful. Not cut out for that. Can't do Italian weddings. I can't do Irish weddings either, though, so basically I'm going to die alone. That's the moral of the story tonight. She believes me. Yeah. No, I can't do the Irish weddings because let's face it, the only reason you go to an Irish wedding is to drink. Right? There we go. 2 people admitted. Okay. Now, Irish wedding is like an AA meeting. Just a bunch of people getting together that aren't supposed to be drinking, but do it anyway. You get so drunk, you start introducing yourself to people you already know. Like, hey, you're from Somerset, right? Yeah, me too. They're like, yeah, I know. You're my cousin. I'm driving you home later. Can't do the Irish weddings. It's actually I'm celebrating my 5th year stand-up comedy anniversary. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Time flies when people are laughing at you. Yeah, 5 years ago, I was at a bar on the Lower East Side in the basement, which is where they put you when you're crazy enough to want to do stand-up comedy. I had my whole set worked out. I've been writing material for like 6 months. My girlfriend was with me. I was going to go up on stage, become the next Mrs. Maisel. And I bombed harder than whatever's going on in the Ukraine right now. That was the reaction I got. Even Putin was like, damn, bro. After the show, I asked my girlfriend, I was like, so how'd it go? She's like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. And I was at 9/11. That's what I said. Five years in, ladies and gentlemen. So at that point, I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to be a comedian. She's like, how are you going to make money at this? I was like, I don't know, I'll get a bartending job or something. She said, I'll never forget this. She said, do you know how hard it is to get a bartending job in New York City? So not only did this bitch not believe in my dream, she didn't even believe in my backup plan. So obviously she broke up with me after this. I spent the next 6 months trying to get her back. I did everything. I was reading blogs. I was downloading relationship podcasts. I was listening to my mother. I was desperate. I was like, thanks, Mom, but I don't think the situation calls for ravioli. So finally someone said, look, if you want to get her back, you've got to propose. It's the only way. So I went out and I bought a ring for $27,000. I know, and that was in 2018. That was a lot of money back then. With inflation, that's like $4.5 million today. So I got the ring, I'm trying to propose, I'm texting her, calling her, nothing. So finally, I text her a picture of the ring. I'm like, I just want to let you know, I'm serious about us. Nothing. It was the worst response to the open mic. So, I had no choice, I had to take the ring back. And I don't know, has anyone here ever returned an engagement ring? You have? Yeah, they are not prepared for this at the jewelry store. They're like, I don't even know if we have a return policy. Was there something wrong with the ring? Well, like, no, apparently there's something wrong with me. So I got the ring, I took the ring back, I got my $27,000, I went and bought a car. But I wanted to keep my ex-girlfriend in my memory. So I named the car after her. And the name of that car, ladies and gentlemen, is Two-Faced Bitch. Because it's a hybrid. I gotta admit though, she was right. She was right about one thing. It's been 5 years, and I still can't get a bartending job. Thank you guys so much. I'm Nick Colligan.